Hello grade 7 and welcome to our new lesson, which is sign numbers, multiplication and division. This is lesson 6 in our book, which is page 65. At the beginning of this chapter, you are able to add and subtract signed numbers, and you know how to use the technique of multiplication and divisions of number. Then we are going to learn at the end of this chapter, you will able to multiply and divide signed numbers. First, let's start reviewing the main ideas about the signed numbers. 1. A number is positive if its sign is plus. So all numbers that have plus, they considered as positive numbers. A number is negative if its sign is minus. So all numbers that have a minus sign are considered as negative numbers. 3. The positive numbers alone without decimals or without decimal numbers are called natural numbers. Natural numbers, just like the counting numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 11, 93, 100 and so on. They are called natural numbers or counting numbers. 4. If you add the negative numbers to the natural numbers without decimal numbers, you will get the integers. These are called integers. Now take the positive numbers and the negative numbers with decimal numbers, then these are called signed numbers. So as you can see, the signed numbers is the biggest box, which contains inside it all positive and negative numbers and decimal numbers. Signed numbers contains the integers, which are the positive and negative numbers, and inside the integers we have the natural numbers, which are only the group of positive numbers. And the last idea we are going to discuss is about the opposite of a signed number. The opposite of any signed number is the same numerical part of the sign number, but it has opposite sign. Example, these are opposite numbers. Negative 3, its opposite is positive 3. The opposite of positive 65 is negative 65. So we can say that positive 65 and negative 65 are opposite numbers. Let's start with the first topic of our lesson, which is multiplication of signed numbers. Multiplication means times. I want to multiply signed numbers. I know before how to multiply numbers. I know that 2 times 3 is equal to 6. I know how to multiply numbers, but do I know how to multiply signed numbers? Example, times negative 3 or negative 2 times negative 3. So we are going to learn how to multiply these signed numbers. Since I know how to multiply the numbers, I still have to learn how to multiply the signs. So now we are going to learn how to multiply signs. So the rules said that positive times positive, if I'm multiplying two positive numbers, their answer will be positive. And if I multiply two negative numbers, their answer will be positive. So as you can see, the first two rules, they give me positive sign. So if I have same sign, positive times positive, the answer positive times positive, the answer is positive, and negative times negative, the answer is positive. You are going to ask me, how is negative times negative give me positive? We explained already in the previous lesson that if I multiply any number or any sign with a negative, the negative sign will change the sign of the second number. Example, minus times minus. We said that the role of negative is to change the sign of the second number. So it will change itself and change the sign of the second number. So it will be positive. The second one is negative, so it will be positive. So if you multiply two positive numbers, their answer will be positive, and if you multiply two negative numbers, their answer will be positive. While if you multiply two signed numbers of different signs, one is negative and the other is positive, or the first is positive and the second is negative, their answers will be negative numbers. So if you multiply two signed numbers of different signs, their answers will be negative. Negative times positive is negative, and positive times negative is negative. So we have two rules. The first one will give me positive when the two numbers have same sign. The second rule, it will give me negative when the two signed numbers have different signs. So now we are ready to find the sign of these two examples. Positive 2 times negative 3, we have different signs. Plus times minus is minus, and I know already 2 times 3 is equal to 6. And here let's multiply the signs. Minus times minus, we said that same sign, their answer will be positive. Why? Because the minus here will change the sign of the second number, which will be positive, and 2 times 3 it's 6. So let's explain more. We said multiplication of signed numbers. We have two cases. One, if the product of two numbers of the same sign, if they have same sign, their answers will be positive. Positive times positive is positive. Negative times negative is also positive. And here you have examples. Positive 4 times positive 5, its answer is positive. Negative 3.5 times negative 2, its answer is also positive. The second case is the product of two numbers of different signs is always negative. We said that if I have different signs, plus times minus or minus times plus, the answer is negative. Why? Because the minus will change the sign of the second number, so it will be negative. The minus will change the sign of the second number, so it will be negative. So examples, whenever you multiply two signed numbers of different signs, their answer will be negative. Positive 4.5 times negative 15 is negative. Okay, so I'm finding here the signs. Negative 13.5 times positive 4.1 is also negative. Okay, now let's make an activity. Without calculation, I don't need to find the answer, just to find the sign of these calculations. So the first one, negative 12 times 2. Here we don't have a sign, so the sign of 2 is positive. We said that if I multiply two signed numbers of different signs, their answer will be negative. So the first one, its answer is negative. The second one, minus times minus, its answer is plus, positive. Same sign, so it will be positive. The first minus will change the second sign, which will be positive. Here I don't have signs, so they are positive numbers. Their answer will be positive, plus. The last example, here I have positive 5.2 times negative 3. They have different signs. Plus times minus is minus, negative number. So their answer will be negative. Now let's take some notes. We said that any number with no sign is considered as positive number. Okay, look here, 14 times minus 15. In another way, we can write it as positive 14 times negative 15. Okay, so here it's clear its sign is positive. And now you can find the answer. Positive times negative, their answer will be negative. Why? Because we have different signs. Here we have positive 2.5 times 24. What is the sign of 24? 24 is also positive. Any number without a sign is considered as positive number. And we said that if I want to multiply two sign numbers, they have the same sign, so their answer will be positive. Okay, one additional note, another writing of multiplication. You can write directly parentheses instead of writing a times in the middle. Okay, because whenever you see parentheses indicates multiplication. So when I see this writing negative 13 parentheses negative 2, this indicates I'm going to multiply negative 13 times negative 2. So I will repeat, when I see parentheses between two sign numbers with no sign in the middle, parentheses indicates multiplication. So I'm going to multiply these two sign numbers. You can write it in this way or in this way. So the answer here will be negative and negative. The answer is positive 26. So what are the steps of multiplying two sign numbers? 1. We multiply the signs. 2. We multiply the numbers. So let's take an application. Calculate negative 3 times positive 7. The first step, I multiply the signs. Minus times plus is minus because I have different signs. Then I multiply the numbers. 3 times 7 is 21. So I multiply the numbers. So the answer will be negative 21. Second part, positive 4 times positive 2. We multiply the signs. Plus and the plus will give me also plus, same signs. Then we multiply the numbers. 4 times 2, which is 8. So our final answer is positive 8. The last example, negative 11 times negative 7. They have same sign. Minus times minus is plus. And 11 times 7, we multiply the numbers, it's 77. So our final answer is positive 77. In the last part of this session, we are going to talk about some particular cases. Property number 1. If you multiply any signed numbers by negative 1, the number will stay the same and we just change its sign. Example, 8.4 times negative 1. I'm multiplying it by 1. So the number will stay the same, but I'm multiplying it by negative 1. So it will change its sign, so it will be negative 8.4. Another example, multiplying negative 1 times negative 2 over 3. We said that keep the same number, just we change the sign. Why? Because the minus will change the sign of the second number. So it will be positive 2.3. And it also respects our rules. Minus times minus, the answer is positive. Positive times negative is negative. Okay, but here it's easier because I'm just multiplying it by minus 1. So we don't change the number, we just change the sign of the multiplied number. Property 2, multiplication by 0. We already know that any number multiplied by 0 will give me also 0. Example, if you are multiplying signed numbers and if one of the factors is 0, so the answer will be 0. And similarly, if the answer is 0, it means one or more of the factors is 0. So they give me the same answer. So multiplying 0 times negative 52 give me 0. Why? Because 0 times any number is 0. And we said that if the answer is also 0, so one of the factors or more, or maybe the two factors are 0. So if you multiply two numbers and the answer is 0, you have to know directly that one or the two factors are 0. So A is 0 or B is 0 or A and B, they are zeros. So by this we finished our session. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.